Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm going to be talking about the fourth industrial revolution and the rise of the machines. So, you're asking, what is the rise of the machines? Well, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with this. And over here is an Amazon Prime drone delivery device. And on the right is an autonomous Roomba cleaning device. How many of you guys know what this is? Anyone? I guess not. So this is a Honda Asima robot, which is able to play a violin. And as you can see, throughout the years, there's been a lot of technological changes happening over the last century or so. And we're able to see this through the next industrial revolution. This next industrial revolution was theorized by Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, and he devised this new fourth industrial revolution, which talks about cyber-physical systems. So for most of you who don't know what the different revolutions, industrial revolutions are, the first was with the steam engine, the locomotive engine. The second was with electricity with Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison, devising all these different means of ways for electricity, and Henry Ford creating the mass automation of cars. And the third one is IT, with Steve Jobs creating a personal computer which was able to connect multiple people and multiple devices. Where are we in the technology curve? Well, as you can see here, this is the Da Vinci robot, and a surgeon is able to remotely operate on a person from anywhere in the world, which changes things differently, because a surgeon has to be bound in a surgery room. Now we have robots actually doing that, which is really interesting because in this day and age, we have ubiquitous mobile computer systems, intelligent robots. But how does that really affect us? The goal here is to reach a type 1 civilization. Currently, right now, we're a type 0 civilization, and by that, type 1 civilization means we harness our nearest star, the energy from our nearest star, and today we're still relying on those fossil fuels. And how is this going to affect us in the future? The effects of job wages and labor savings is more or less depicted here in this picture. This is MIT's BakeBot, where they serve people or patients with food on a tray, and it takes time off for nurses and doctors to go and do actual tasks that actually less time-consuming and do matter in the field. Here, I'll briefly show you a video of one automation that's actually happening as we speak in New York. This is an automated POS display device where McDonald's is actually using in this day and age. As you can see, the person is going up to the automated POS display, and he's briefly going to walk up, select the screen, and then choose what he wants. And this is all done without any human interaction. So is this good or is this bad? Well, I'll be talking more about it in the next slide. So the challenges of robots, automated devices, and so on and so forth. Economics Eric Brynjolfsson and Andrew McAfee pointed out that although there's going to be a greater yield inequality, there's also potential to disrupt labor markets. And on a macro view, you can see that the revolution more or less has less accountants, less taxi drivers, less bakers, less fast food cooks, but at the same time, there's going to create more jobs. The last technological disruption and innovation in terms of the revolution, as you can see, there was a lot of people that lost their jobs in terms of mass production, but it was another revolution where people were able to work from home remotely and so on and so forth. So necessarily in a macro view, it's not going to specifically create a job displacement. It might create more jobs and lead to more training because we need more people to train robots and so on and so forth. Opportunities. There's so many opportunities with robots because one, robots are way more precise, way more better, and we control them the way we need to. And over here is a video by Shaft, and Shaft is works with DARPA, and that's the DARPA challenge of how a robotic humanoid is able to get in a car and drive a car and provide multiple tasks and so on and so forth. Over there you can see the robot has an arm on the actual steering wheel, and he's able to manipulate and move around through different obstacles, 100% automated. And here, a robot going over like complex obstacles and trying to balance itself just to see how complex or how capable it is to go through certain complex environments. So what does this mean? The implication for this means that there's going to allow us to revolutionize our industry and create a universal basic, and it's more feasible for us to create a universal basic income. The quality of life has increased. Not only has that affected us in the way we live today, technology has become rapidly cheaper. So, how fast is technology changing? So from the IBM first ever mainframe to the Apple II to the quad-core i7, 2 gig of RAM, 3 gig of RAM computers we have today, it's all changing. And as you can see, this is a singularity curve. This curve right here is a singularity curve. Currently right now, we have a computer that's the size of a rat, and the brain power is enough to compute something that a rat would. By 2045, we should hit singularity. And by that means, we're able to compute the same capabilities or have the same computing power as a human brain. Will robots rise against us? If so, when? I'm sure all of you guys are asking that question. Like, this is not going to be iRobot, or this is not going to be Terminator, where the robots come around and take over the world. This is not going to happen. So the goal here is AI is defined as human intelligence. And in order for that to happen, David Chalmers, a famous philosophical neuroscience and physics theoreticist, stated that there will be AI. And since there's AI, there's going to be AI plus. And if there's AI plus, there's going to be AI plus plus. So hence, more or less, before too long, there's going to be absent defeaters. There's always going to be a better AI and a better revolutionary step in terms of how computers and robots are able to interact with each other. So what do we do? What's the solution here? The solution is to create a desirable environment for robots and to lock them in a virtual world, which will more or less create a leak-proof singularity, not preventing them from escaping, but an alternate reality where we're able to simulate and control them in the way we need to. Because simulating our environment, our world, is going to create a big disparity regarding how we interact with them and might cause a possibility of robot consciousness and so on and so forth. Creating a society in a post-singularity world will help us adapt at a rational pace, and not only will that prevent inequalities and job worker displacements, it will also allow us to work better, work faster, and innovate better. This is a famous quote by Elon Musk. It says, "Humans must someday merge with machines in order to avoid becoming obsolete." And I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with Elon Musk's recent statement about Neuralink, where he plans on merging robots with humans, and they're able to have more computing power, more memory storage, so on and so forth, and are able to interact with humans better. Because the way it is, there's a new technological revolution coming along, and it's either humans innovate and move forward or get left behind. And on that note, I'd like to say thank you.